Welcome back to another episode of Nerd Age, where we discuss everything nerdy. My name's Mick, and with me, as always, are my co-hosts, Josh.
Hey, what's up?
Cory.
Hello.
And Jona.
Hey, guys.
Welcome, guys. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just pretty good?
Yeah, it's
You
been a long
were
week.
complaining.
Wait, weren't you having a bad day?
Just 10 minutes ago, you were complaining about how your week was horrible.
It was just a little depressing, but that's okay.
Why is that?
Oh, man. You guys don't want to talk about Snyder Cut stuff, so we'll just it's just been rough.
Come on.
Just been rough and
rough
on the streets.
What you're depressed about isn't just solely Snyder Cut, so it actually applies to all their stuff, right?
Well, no, it's just. I mean, we don't have to get into it, but I guess
you don't need to cry about it.
No, well, so.
Okay.
So Warner Brothers did their big AT&T investment stuff, and just kind of for people that want restore the Snyderverse and that kind of stuff to continue, just kind of the focus that they had. A lot of the numbers were kind of skewed to be like, oh, look what Godzilla did for us, and it's been like, well, actually, the Snyder Cut was what brought people in, but Warner Brothers kind of seems to be manipulating certain numbers and stuff just to paint it as, oh, Snyder Cut wasn't that popular, and so I'm just kind of like, it's been a blow to the gut, guys.
Jonah,
We fought so hard for this,
We
Felt
did
sick
this past
all week.
years, and it's been
bad.
sick to my stomach.
Well, and here's
Oh, did you get the COVID vaccine? No, I just got bad news about Warner
The
Brothers.
AT&T investors call.
well, okay, this is the other reason. I know we're gonna get into this in a little bit, but the whole Captain America announcement. Captain America 4 announcement right after the finale of Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Disney already has, hey, the guy that directed these is now going to direct this. They have a plan, and so that's the other frustrating thing too. It's kind of like Warner Bros. Doesn't know what they're doing.
They never
release stuff, right? But that's what I'm saying. You think, and then the other thing is Nolan's coming out and being like, oh, well, I might there's rumors of him going to Netflix and doing stuff like that because Warner Brothers is incompetent with all their stuff. So, anyways, it makes me frustrated.
Do you mean Christopher Nolan's not going to come back and direct Batman 4 with Joseph Gordon-Levitt? Shoot. I thought that's what was coming.
Yeah. Anyways, enough about me, guys. Debbie Downer over here.
I think, because it is a bummer. No, it really is. Yeah,
and it also plays into when we talk about Mortal Kombat later, but the same thing. Under 2 hours, the movie suffers because of Warner Brothers being like, it has to be under 2 hours. And that's those stupid 2-hour mandates for their movies just completely derails any creative control over movies. So, anyways, we'll talk about that stuff when we get to it. So, anyways, how are you guys doing?
Well, I'm glad to know that you're doing okay.
I'm fine, guys.
We were worried about you when all this news came out. So.
Yeah, I saw the news and I was like, I got to call Jonah, make sure he's somewhere safe. Are there people around you, Jonah?
Call Melly. Are you with him right now? Is he okay?
You're not near a bridge or anything, are you?
Why is he on the roof? Yeah, I've been good. What have I been doing? I've just playing video games, screwing around, playing a little bit of Warzone. They came out with a new season. What they did was they nuked the map. And it was really funny because all the streamers, they'll be covering these. They do these new in-game events in video games. Like if you guys watch Fortnite, and when they did a Star Wars one, that was really cool. Did you guys ever see that?
Mm-mm.
You guys should see it because it was really awesome. Because it was very interactive.
Didn't it tie into
The Force Awakens,
the last movie?
No.
Wasn't there that's where you heard the Emperor's call?
That was for
That was
Fortnite.
Fortnite, yeah.
Oh, are we not talking about Fortnite?
No, we're talking about Fortnite and Star Wars.
Oh, I thought you said Warzone.
Oh,
Yeah, but then you
sorry.
jumped to Fortnite.
Sorry. So,
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah,
First of all, let's clarify. Warzone is doing an in-game event just like Fortnite did.
Okay, yeah.
For example,
All right, now
Star Wars ones.
Okay,
They've done a ton. They've done in-game concerts. They did the Star Wars one, which is really sick because they would do what was the director of the first one?
J.J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams was in there.
He was a playable character?
No.
Oh.
But he had a pre-recorded like
Gunslayers.
acting sequence where he came out of the Millennium Falcon and was like talking to the fans, and like you could be there, you were in the crowd, and he was like, "Hey guys, really excited about, Star Wars and stuff like that." And then like he had there's a huge like Millennium Falcon battle with like TIE fighters and stuff like that in the game with modeled units. And you were just like, because in Fortnite you can build up and you like go up there and you're like watching them and like, and they're like shooting past you. And it was really cool. And then like there was some other stuff that happened. And at the end, basically they had a questionnaire thing where you would step on the button that corresponded to the answer of like, what's your favorite, this guy? Like, do you like Luke Skywalker better than, whoever? But at the end, it was like, what's your favorite color lightsaber? And then there's 3 options. It was like green, blue. No, I think it was like green, purple, or red. And you stepped on it. And then at the very end of the whole event, everyone got lightsabers and everyone just started fighting. And whatever color you picked, that was your team.
Oh, nice.
So it's like all the red guys versus the purple guys at the end or whatever. It was really cool. But with the Warzone, they did an event where, basically they like nuked the map and I don't know the explanation, but basically they're like, all right, that's done. Let's go back in time to like World War II era. And
I thought it was like 80. Was it 84?
Yeah.
I think it's like,
maybe
because
it's
doesn't it have to
80s?
do with like the Cold War game?
Oh, yeah. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so they like rewound time and now it's just a different map, but it's the same map. It's just older. It's weird.
Yeah, like the stadium is like being built still. And
so that was interesting because it is cool to see live games do updates like that in events that draw a ton of viewership. Like I saw the top streamer who was like, I think Nick Merckx on Twitch, and he was around 500K viewers at like the pinnacle of the event.
Jeez.
And then that's not counting the 200K, the 100K guys under him. So there's well over millions of viewers watching this live event. Who knows how many were on YouTube, but it's just cool to see like those live events that communities can get together and like experience those together. So that was on Thursday, I think, or Wednesday or Thursday, and I was watching that. So that was cool. So because of that, I was like, oh, maybe I'll try Warzone again. So I
tried it today, and
nice.
I mean, I'm
suck.
so rusty.
Yeah.
I haven't played in like 3 months, and I'm like instantly getting killed. I can't aim correctly.
Yeah. The first thing I did was like my button to like interact with objects in a different game. It was Outriders. Was switched with grenade. So the first thing I did is try to open a box, threw a grenade at myself, and just destroyed myself. It's pretty sweet. Probably the pinnacle of my gaming.
Nice.
It probably
career.
looked cool though.
Oh yeah, really cool. Just, Cory, why do you lose all your armor? That's so crazy. Oh, crazy. I don't know, man.
Random grenade.
Yeah. So I was just playing video games. That's pretty much it. Working hard.
Nice.
What about you, Chip? What'd you do this week?
Played some video
Choop
games.
is Josh, by the way.
Oh,
We need to clarify that.
yeah, just
Yeah, doesn't matter. There's another member here.
we have a 5th guy.
He hangs from the ceiling.
Yeah, I played we got Black Ops, so I've been playing Call of Duty.
Lops. Is it the 4th one?
What? Yeah, no, whatever. Call of Duty Black Ops, whatever the newest one was.
I think it's 4.
Yeah, 4, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
So it's 2 Call of Duties ago, 3.
I don't remember.
Is it on PS4 or 5?
It's 5.
Okay.
So because he's got the 5. That's right.
Lucky duck.
Yeah. What about it?
Apparently, Josh, you have amazing ways of obtaining them.
That's right.
I mean,
You're like really good.
I just try,
Yeah, that does help.
Try,
Yeah.
Actually making an effort.
Yeah.
Actually,
I mean,
works
technically,
dude.
yeah. I just follow a guy on Twitter that basically
Just
lets you know.
calls it out.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's
So
nice.
that's how.
That's how I got mine for Ethan.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And then we were both trying to get one for Ethan, and then Ethan's was coming in earlier. So Crystal got one from Walmart, and then since the one Jona got was coming in earlier, we were like, all right, Jona, give yours to Ethan, and we'll just go ahead and keep this one. Might as well, right?
So is the PS5 worth it, you would say?
I mean,
Like, is it noticeably better than the PS4?
well, I had the PS4, like the original, so it was like
Like the smooth one like that? Or was it
no,
flat?
like not the PS4 Pro.
Okay.
So it was just like the launch. I mean, it was technically the Destiny one, but the all white one.
Nice.
But it was like you could tell it's like kind of on its last leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the Arkham one, and
That's sweet.
playing Call of Duty today, it was like sounded like a jet engine.
Yeah, exactly.
The fan.
It's like
Oh
so
man,
loud.
like this thing needs to retire soon.
But I mean, yeah, and as far as like getting, it's super fast. And obviously, I don't, PC game or anything like that, so I'm not used to all these fast load times. So that's super nice. But as far as like games right now, there's not really a lot.
Yeah.
But
Is it most of PS4 titles are compatible with it?
I think
There's
all
maybe
of them.
just a couple.
Yeah,
that
I think
don't
all
work.
of them are, at least from what I've seen.
Okay.
I mean, there's probably some game out there that isn't compatible.
Right.
But
I guess
no
with
one's
me,
really
like,
playing that.
I understand that some people like playing old games, but I have such a hard time keeping up with new stuff that comes out that I normally don't go back and play old games unless it's like, your Arkham series or the Uncharted games. I like playing those just because those are a lot of fun. But
yeah, for me, it's hard to find time to play video games anyway. So it's like if I play something, it's usually like, okay, I'm gonna dedicate time and finish it, and I probably won't go back and play it again.
yeah,
Or I won't. Back in the day, I used to go through and get all the Riddler trophies. But
Oh,
not anymore. Now I'm just like, okay, let's give me a linear storyline. I'll just
Get
go
through
through it
Yeah.
and finish it out.
If you had to play one game for the rest of your life, what game would it be? Like video game specifically. Like you're on a
you'd probably be
Minesweeper
Mario
for
Maker.
sure.
Right?
Minesweeper for sure.
Minesweeper.
Minesweeper.
I'd probably pick a Nintendo game.
Yeah, we'll pick.
Which one?
I don't know. I'd have to think about
Gosh,
it.
dude.
But I would probably end up picking one that I could play with other people, like a Mario Kart or Smash Bros, something like that.
Okay,
as
you're the
opposed
last
to-
man on Earth, and you can pick. a
Yeah,
video
no,
game.
yeah.
I'm the
one-
last man on Earth?
Yep.
Man.
I mean, at that point, that eliminates all multiplayer games, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Or at least, or maybe I'm hoping that like it has internet connection, so I'm just hoping that maybe someone gets online. Like I'm waiting.
I'm not alone.
Try it again. Waiting in the room for other players.
Yeah, you'd have to have a game that has a lot of obviously replayability. And if you're the only person on Earth, that changes things because then you can't play with anyone.
Yeah.
Are we saying there's no people on Earth anymore, or are we saying there are people there? You just can
I mean,
only play
I
one
think
game?
there's
people?
There's people.
So if I played Warzone, I'd play against people.
Yes.
Okay. That's tough. That makes it really hard. I would have very quickly just said like maybe Breath of the Wild or some Zelda game, maybe. I don't know. But if I don't know, dude, it's too hard, bro. Why did I ask this stupid question?
Yeah, I'm
gonna lock in Mario Maker. I can make my own levels.
and
Not limited to just
technically
20
you're
levels.
playing a bunch of different Mario games in that game.
True, actually.
So
Yeah.
you're not
You could just
pigeonholed.
make your own games.
Yeah,
man.
but after a while, like
ahead.
me, when I'm making levels, I'm like, man, I've done this level like 80 times now.
make a new one, dude.
I'm not
You're
that
only
creative.
limited by
I'm not that
creativity.
creative,
You
guys.
have all the time in the world. You
And
don't
would
get
you-
creative.
Oh, but see, now that changed now. Now all of a sudden I have all the time in the world. I'm only playing. I can. No,
Everyone's
it's not.
dead.
Wait, why are you changing it? We said there were people.
Oh, did we? Okay.
We're adding so many
people-
factors. This stupid
There are
rhetorical
zombies, though,
question.
so like you gotta move from
Like
house
if-
to house.
like,
Like,
wow.
You gotta keep moving.
is
so
the
you want something portable, so probably the Switch.
is the hypothetical that all I'm doing is playing this game for the rest of my life?
No. It's just when you try, if you want to play a video game, you have to play as one. That's it.
Okay.
Get angry.
final.
Final answer.
I don't know. I might pick one of the Batman Arkham
no
games.
way, dude. Because once you play, you're like, I've done it all.
Yeah, but then
I'm
you can
gonna play it again.
You can.
I did
I'm
it
angry.
all.
I can go beat up people. I can go
right.
go around in the
GTA might
Batmobile
be a
because I
good
like
game.
it. I mean, it's
Okay.
because once you pass the story, it's not like I want to do the story.
Let me blow your mind. What if they made a Batman but GTA style? So you had a full, very detailed map of like, I don't know.
Los Santos.
Well, Gotham, Chicago. But
Does that
and
mean
you
that
can
there are
freely
game
move.
developers still like
Yeah.
releasing DLC?
I don't
and
know
stuff?
why you guys think it's like post-apocalyptic situation here. It's just you just
well, because they said I
You're
was
on
the
a
last
desert
man
island.
on Earth.
you guys are
They
making
said
it
no
very
one's
strict.
around, and all I can do is play video games.
That's cool. Yeah, Batman, dude. Batman games.
Yeah, I mean,
Which one?
although
Say, Arkham Asylum.
I don't know. See, now I'm going to change it because
You want Arkham City?
no, because if I would probably play like Red Dead Redemption
Yeah,
2.
that's the answer.
Because it's so big and there's so much to do that like
By the time you die,
I stopped playing
pretty much
and I was
be
like,
done.
oh, but I still didn't get all the legendary animal pelts and I didn't, get all the weeds and herbs. So like there's stuff to do that I could be like, hey, I've got nothing to do. I haven't gotten, and to complete a game like that, like 100% would be like,
You would do it.
yeah,
So you
It would
would
end.
you would steer
You're
towards
a fool. You're
like,
an idiot. You'll go for 5 years and then you'll be done. You did it all. You got to think bigger, John.
but see, I don't play that.
Minecraft, you can play endlessly because it's a sandbox
Yeah,
game.
but see, I don't
Ever
like,
played
but
it?
I don't like the graphics.
I don't like the graphics.
I feel like I'd rather play something that's like, oh, beautiful, man. I'm just gonna go out fishing today,
Okay, well, you can do that in Minecraft.
And the music's
can
cool.
you?
I don't know.
I think you can.
Anyways,
and it does
I
have
don't-
online.
And I don't
capability.
do multiplayer like the games you guys play, where it's like or Call of Duty and those kind of stuff. Where I get sick, like I get dizzy playing those kind of games.
Now, let's
Red Dead
face it.
Redemption 2, I still would have to like play for a little bit and then put it down when I start getting dizzy. So it's like any multiplayer where I'm like moving the gun around and stuff. I'm 5 minutes and I'm out.
Yeah. What about you, Mick? What game would you choose?
I mean, a lot of my favorite games are like the Uncharted series.
Nice.
But yeah, I think I'm leaning more towards Red Dead 2. I mean, that's a good point because there's so much to do. It's a great story.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so hard to choose
Did
because
you-
then you just start thinking about all the other games that you'd be missing out on. And, yeah.
Did you even give what yours was?
What did I say?
You're hating on all our choice. Like that's wrong answer, idiots. You got to think bigger. You didn't give an answer.
So if I get to play against other people and it's just the regular world, I just only can play one game for the rest of my life. That's
World of
all it is.
Warcraft.
It'd probably be World of Warcraft or League of Legends. League of Legends is great because even though you're only on the same map over and over, the experience is always new. There's always new things
Right,
happening,
yeah.
and they are. See with Red. Oh my gosh, Red. What is
Red
it?
Red
Dead
Dead.
Red Dead
Redemption.
Redemption. Oh my gosh. Do they update it
How do you have a
constantly?
hard time saying Red Dead Redemption? Red. Oh my gosh. Red.
There's EDs. There's so many EDs in there. But I don't know how many updates that game
that's true.
has. Is it Rockstar? I think it's Rockstar. who develops.
I mean, you can play online technically also.
Right. And that's all the games that I'm even considering are online games because you get to play against other people. But they're like, Riot is constantly updating the game to add new characters, new maps, new game modes, all that stuff. So, yeah, I'd probably say like League of Legends or World of Warcraft. Yeah, I'm a preset.
That's a good answer. I'm not gonna.
What did
put
you
down.
What did you choose?
Better
I
than
said
me.
Red Dead.
Wow.
All right.
It has online, so I'm not gonna.
I mean, a good
I'm not
one
gonna
too would
dig
be like
into it too
GTA.
Yeah, I think GTA
because that's really supported and
Well, because anyone can make new games, and
Yeah.
it's always modded and stuff like that, so you can just endlessly play that. But anyway,
luckily we live in a world where we can play as many games as we want, so
it's a hypothetical.
we don't have to suffer.
Just having a little fun here, guys. Okay.
Well, speaking of PS5s, Josh, you bought one. For
I
me.
did get you one.
I mean, I'll pay for it, but-
I mean, you better.
I'm like,
Maybe.
wow, Josh is just buying guys PS5s.
You get a PS5. You get a PS5.
The Oprah over here.
Yeah. This one was from Amazon.
So you owe him $100 more.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's a little bit more expensive.
delivery.
I'm actually
charge.
just gonna scalp it. I'm not actually gonna give it to you. I'm
Just like if you're not here in 10 minutes, it's gone.
Yeah, how much could you scalp a PS5 for right now?
I've seen one on Amazon for like $1,000.
Well, yeah,
No.
the ones on Amazon, like from the whatever third-party sellers, are at
Reseller.
$1,000.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
who knows if that's actually? I mean, it's just like eBay when people put stuff on eBay and they're like, "Wow, that's worth $2,000."
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not what it's worth. That's what they priced it at. No one's paying that for it. No one's
That's
paying
nuts.
that. Yeah, so I don't know. Probably $800, maybe.
You could probably make
Wow.
200 or 300 over what?
Profit.
Does it come with any like disc games? I know it comes with that like onboard.
It's the physical one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
don't think so.
right? It comes
No,
with a
it's just it
controller.
comes with whatever it's called,
The
Astro's Playroom.
or,
That's the only game that
and then
comes in.
one controller.
Yeah. Plus, then you get whatever the games. I forget what they call it, like the PlayStation
Oh
Classics.
yeah.
So you get a bunch of old PS4 games.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah,
So
you
like
got
Mortal Kombat,
Horizon Zero Dawn was a free
yeah.
game that they're giving away.
God of War.
Super.
Which if you haven't
Ooh,
played God
I haven't
of
played
War,
that.
it's
Yeah.
Super good games.
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn, super good game. God of War, was it 3 or 2?
It's just titled
I
God
think it
of
was
War.
the-
It's like
the
the
PS4
most
The
recent
Viking one where he's like,
Yeah.
boy.
when he has a son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the
Dude.
sweet axe.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys played that?
I've not played it.
Sick.
I've heard it's good. Didn't it win
super
Game of the Year?
Lazy mortal.
That's God of War 3.
That's the last one I played.
Yeah. But yeah, God of War is that's an awesome game. If
Yeah.
you guys haven't played it.
Cool.
That's your next game to play, Jonah.
I don't think he can handle it. It would make him sick.
It's third person. It's just like Red Dead.
I
do
do
you say
better
that?
with
And
those.
it's you don't have to ride horses. So you're not going to get the motion sickness.
I actually liked riding horses.
You're all right, boy.
Yeah, that's sick, dude.
But yeah,
When
it comes in on Monday. So supposedly.
I'm going to take off work on Monday. No, I do need I was going to ask you, Cory, since you're a PC guy.
Yes, sir.
I need a monitor. What
Nice.
what monitor do you suggest?
Yeah.
I want at least 32 inch.
Wow. Okay. 32
Sorry to put you
inches.
on the spot here.
No, I'm right there. 32 inches is very big for a computer monitor. I'm going to be honest.
Yep.
27's already on the larger side because, like, if you think about it, you're sitting at a desk and your monitor's right here, so it already looks like proportionally to your face, it looks like a 70-inch monitor. So when you get like a 32-inch, you got to push it back. You know what I mean? So
I mean, I'll say right now I'm using a 32 inch like TV that's on my desk, so I'm used to that size. I get what you mean, though. I mean, yeah.
It depends on what type of games you like, honestly. Like, if you're trying to be really good at, like, first-person shooters, I would say you should probably get something way different than probably a TV is not the best choice. Because refresh rate and stuff. I don't want to get into it too much, but, like...
Go for it. Do it.
Nah, refresh rate is very important because when you're seeing some guy, like, run, you're going to see him kind of, like... I mean, you're not going to notice it, but if you slowed it down...
You would see like kind
Your
of
eye kind of like it jumps
Yeah.
because it only refreshes every 60 milliseconds. And so like for my monitor, it's every 1 millisecond. So it's so much smoother because of that.
Right.
Think of like animation. If you have like 30 frames versus 60, the 60 frames is going to always feel like way
So
smoother.
is
'cause there's more.
refresh rate, is that a different than frames per second, or is that kind of the same thing?
No, okay. So the monitor,
We're getting into it.
how monitors and TVs work is they are blinking like this.
Right.
They're refreshing. So the picture is just going to be bop, 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 bop. Plasmas, they're super smooth because they're like insane refresh rate. Like it's crazy. But with LCD and LEDs, they refresh at a certain rate. So let's say you get 150 frames per second on your on your game. You're actually not going to see all those frames because your monitor is going to be limiting you. You're only going to see 60 frames at a time.
Okay.
So you either want to get a 1ms monitor. I'd probably just recommend a 1ms. You don't need to get like a crazy, I feel bad talking about
No, do it.
No.
144 hertz or 240 hertz
Yeah.
monitor because those are like super competitive, like first person shooter monitors. I have like a 144 hertz monitor. It's kind of, for me, it's good. And like it's kind of that problem when you go really high end and then you like taste that good stuff. You don't want to go back down because it feels
So you're saying
slow.
I should spend the most money?
No.
On
No, I would say either if you want to stay at 32 inches, you're gonna have to spend a ton of money to get 144 hertz. So you're not gonna do that. That's stupid.
Yeah.
So I would just aim for like a 1ms, 1 millisecond latency monitor at the size that you want.
Cool. Yeah, I was looking for something that would complement the PS5 and make it worth
Oh, it's for the PS5.
playing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry. I should-
Wait, do you even get? Are you frame capped for PS5 or is it uncapped?
I think PS5 is up to.
Are they doing 60 or are they doing higher than 60?
I think it maybe can do like 120.
No way.
I thought I could do 120, but it
Depends
obviously
on the
depends on
game.
the game.
Yeah.
Because a lot of games aren't
Oh,
even.
that's sick.
Yeah.
Because I think even
Yeah.
some games you have to choose. Like, is it Miles Morales has
Miles Morales has
performance mode
Yeah.
with ray tracing, and then you're like, okay, either you're going to do the high frames or either or. Like, you got to pick.
So I just
But I mean, eventually it'll.
Yeah, I would just try to get like the best bang for your buck. Basically, you got to weigh how much money you want to spend versus like how much stats you want. So like, if you want a high contrast rate and a high refresh rate, but then it gets more expensive. So like, you gotta decide the balance of it.
Right. I'm sure there's a point you can reach where you're just spending money and you're not really
no return. Yeah. So brands I would look at, Asus is a really good brand.
Okay.
Brands I would avoid, Acer.
Ooh, that's
funny.
Close.
It's ACER. It's like the low entry level.
Okay.
When I worked at Best Buy, they didn't have a good record. They'd break pretty quick, so I wouldn't recommend it. But Asus is a good one. There's a couple other ones, but yeah, off the top of my head, that's probably the best one to go for. But yeah,
cool.
Got to make that PS5 look good. I can't believe they do higher than 60 frames. That's sick. That's awesome. Dude, you know what looks good with the PS5? The controllers.
The controller's super good.
Does it feel good? It looks like it just feels like better.
It's not like the 64 Nintendo 64 controller, the best controller ever made.
That or the Dreamcast, you know.
Dude, the Dreamcast, that fatty. Oh yeah, dude.
Just like holding a bubble.
Do you guys remember that it had like a memory card, right?
Yeah.
But it had like a Tamagotchi in it.
Yeah.
Like it had a little
was like one
screen.
of the.
Do you remember that? We never owned one when we were kids, but like I had a friend who had one.
Didn't you have one?
Oh, later, like after.
Yeah, because we used to play the taxi game on there. What was that?
Crazy Taxi.
Not the arcade game?
I don't know. We played it on Cory's Dreamcast.
Yeah. I got it like at the tail end of its lifespan because it was very expensive. It was like if you owned a Dreamcast when it was released, you were like probably rich. And my friend who did have it was very rich. He was very
loaded.
Rich. Yeah.
What year did the Dreamcast come out?
Good one.
I don't know.
Good question. I was in elementary school when it came out. Don't know when that is.
1930.
1934. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. The year of our Lord.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. But yeah, there were some good games, but not a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I can't remember.
I never really owned Segas. Yeah, they're always they just for some reason only well-off children had Sega. Sega Genesis. Yeah. The handheld Sega thing.
Yeah,
I can't remember what that's called. That thing was fatty and big, but it was like it was huge and it had color. That was the craziest thing about it.
We had our Game Boys and then
we had our Game Boys.
Guys had color playing Sonic on their Sega. What was it called?
Sega. That was the song. You turn it on.
I don't think
Sega Genesis was the console.
I don't remember the handheld. Joel's gonna rip us apart, dude. Hey man, we don't have Google in front of us. We don't remember, man.
Yeah, what do you want to say,
Joel? Get off me, Joel.
Yeah, keep yelling at yourself.
But yeah, I did have that. I owned a lot of consoles actually. It's crazy.
What was your first console?
NES.
NES.
The original NES. Okay. Yeah. We owned all the Nintendo consoles, the handheld ones. The only one I didn't have was the very first Game Boy. My grandma had it. And that's the only time I played it.
Was that the
gray one?
Gray one.
Gray one was like green screen.
Yellow green.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a Game Boy Color.
Me too.
Game Gear.
Game Gear. Boom. Dude, you're so smart, man.
Thanks, Joel.
Didn't even have to look it up.
Let's go.
Got it.
Suck it, Joel.
It just came to him. That's crazy.
But yeah, no, we had we had a lot of Game Boy Color. I had a yellow one.
I had the
I got
aqua color one.
Nice.
And it had bite marks in it because when I lost, I would always get mad and bite the edge of the Game Boy.
Wait, were you a guy who like throw controllers?
I never threw any.
Okay.
I just bit
bite
stuff.
All right. Well,
So
you don't have to worry about a TV getting
like,
knocked out. You can. Why are there bite marks on the TV?
I'm like the baby from a series of unfortunate events. Just bites everything. That's how I communicate.
Yeah. Yeah. Good times with the Game Boys and stuff like that.
I think I was pretty late to the console party because my first console was the PlayStation 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty late.
But I mean, my brother and I, we had like our PC growing up, and then like I said, we both had Game Boy Colors. But yeah, our first like real console was PS2.
Sad.
You landed on the wrong side.
Yeah.
What was the reason? Like, just your parents were like, nah, you don't need one?
Pretty much, yeah. And we always had friends that had consoles, so we would go over to their house and play over there. But yeah, it wasn't until I think I was like maybe 10 years old I finally got the PS2.
Do you think kids still do that? Or is that just like a thing of the past where it's like, hey, Johnny down the road has
it's a thing of the past.
Has a PS5, let's go play.
Yeah.
Well, especially because it's all online now too. Like, I don't think people play a lot like we used to, where it's like where you go locally, like how we used to do it, where you're like when we Ocarina of Time. Like I remember when you had Ocarina of Time, we went over to your house the night you guys got it, and we're all watching as you're playing, and then when you would die, it was like the next person plays, and then it kind of like that, where you're just kind of watching, and then someone dies, it's like, oh, my turn, that doesn't happen anymore because everyone plays online. They all have their headsets and they're all playing like
they play together
on the internet,
like on a team,
right? But you're not in the same.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm sad, guys.
The funny thing is that you're critical of something that you really haven't done. That's the thing. It's
hey, you know what, man?
What? The cool thing is that I would say that I agree with you. It's a different experience, and it was a really good experience, and I really miss those days of like doing cooperative couch games. But at the same time, you wouldn't be able to do that like to this day, like all the time. Like it would be like a once a week thing.
Right, yeah.
Nowadays, I could play with my buddy in Australia every night and hang out and just chill. Yeah. And that's a really valuable thing that's so cool now. Like my buddy James is going to move away.
Good riddance,
going
James.
down to Salt Lake. Nice. And it's not going to suck because I get to play with him.
Right, yeah.
And that's something that wasn't possible. If he went down to Salt Lake in the 90s, guess what? I could call him maybe. Dial him up on the...
Long distance call.
Yeah, long distance call. Yeah. So, I don't know.
Yeah, what do you have to say to that, Jona? Right now, Cory.
Hey, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, hey, for me that I'm not like an internet gamer, like I'm not a gamer. But like, so me looking back at those good times that like of us doing that or anything, playing Mario,
the soda
playing
shop.
Zelda games,
Getting a nickel.
That's right.
For a
Playing
little root beer.
playing Street Fighter, like those things. Of course, is the nostalgia of it, and of course, like Cory says, someone that plays games,
Jacks.
Like I thought you said chess. Jack's playing chess.
Cory plays, and I'm Mick,
Hogs.
and you probably don't play as much as they do, but like you guys play online. You play with Dave and those guys, and you play with whoever all your buddies.
I said James. That was a clue.
Right, but I'm saying like even more of that with like League of Legends and all that stuff. So for me, that's not something
BJ and Derek.
That's not something I experience because I don't play that. So for me, it's the nostalgia factor. So I'm sure it's like what you're saying, like the ability to be able to just connect and say, "Hey guys, we're gonna play," and not have to leave your house and not worry about distance is probably really cool. But for me, that I don't do it, and I probably couldn't just because it would be like, oh, I'm getting dizzy or whatever,
you know. Find the right
like,
game.
It's just not. It's just, that's what I'm.
You could probably do like online chess, against Joel down in Mexico. Yeah. Hey man,
checkers.
Yeah. So you still want people like coming over?
Well, that's what I
doing like
and sure. even
doing
with,
Nintendo games.
Well, that's the thing. Even me having the Switch,
co-op.
it's like Mario Party, Smash Bros, that kind of stuff. Like we were talking last time, WarioWare, like those type of things where you can just kind of hang out. And there's like the physical connection and interaction. Yeah. Well, that to me is like something I miss because I know that was something that we used to do a lot, and now it's kind of like if we ever do the Smash Bros tournament, it's like once a year or something like that. Mm-hmm. But to just be able to get together and we've done it in the past. There was that game you had where you're all the runners. I can't remember which one it was.
Oh yeah, it was either Runbow. Yeah, it was Runbow because you could play up to like 10 players.
Yeah, and so like even doing that kind of stuff,
like a side scroller platformer, but it was on Wii U.
Or like
it was awesome.
Or like even when we did the like Castle Crashers and like that kind of stuff.
Dude.
Like those things,
That game
I
is
like
super
just
good.
getting together and being like, hey, we get pizza and hang out, and it just becomes like 4 to 5 hours of just hanging out.
Yeah,
Kind
yeah.
of what we wanted to do with the podcast is us just kind of hanging out.
Well, yeah, even though online gaming, I think, does a good job at some of that, it'll never be the same as being in the same room, in a party type
Smelly.
setting. Smelly, sweaty,
Yeah. Sweating,
Mountain Dew cans everywhere.
Oh yeah.
It's just not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough because like lifestyles change.
Yeah, absolutely.
and
The
it's
times
like,
change, Jonah. You're living in the past. Welcome to our segment Back in My Day with Jonah.
but dude,
Old man Jonah.
I honestly like I think of myself and maybe you and Josh, but like I valued those times so much that I was so desperate to have that again. Well, the next best thing was online gaming.
Yeah,
with my
that makes
friends.
sense.
So it's like, yeah, if I could have BJ and all my buddies over every night, I would, but I can't. He has a baby. You know what I mean? Like, it's an evolution, right? Of like
Leave the baby
lifestyle
with the wife. Come over and play video games.
every night. Yeah,
Yeah, it makes sense.
but yeah, no, it's you know what? Growing up, man,
And
sucks, dude. But yeah, you're right. This is a reason why we are doing the podcast, is so we can spend time together and hang out for a reason, and tell our wives that it's for something that matters. But
right.
in reality, we're just screwing around. So
Pretty much.
it's good.
problem is they listen
I
to
mean,
the
they're
podcast.
aware of it. Yeah, that's the problem.
My wife doesn't. Does Crystal?
Yeah, Crystal listens. To it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Bree, get it together. Come on.
She's not listening. She can't hear you right now.
Yeah, my wife. Oh, but never mind.
Bum, 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 bum.
Your wife isn't listening to it either.
My wife is not listening to this.
Hey,
Well,
we don't know that.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe
I'm a very
she
private
is.
person. Oh, you mean like
She's
I
out,
don't
she's
know?
like, she's out there
and
somewhere.
it's unknown.
Maybe
Yeah.
she listens to this and she's like, "That's my boy.
Maybe what?
That's my guy."
And she's the stalker. But
That can only end well, right? Okay, so we can get into our topics finally.
Yeah, that was a
guys, we're just
that was a
enjoying
journey.
life. We're just talking about whatever.
All right. First topic.
First topic. Falcon and Winter Soldier ended after its 6-episode run. Jonah has not seen it at all still, which is fine. But Josh and Cory have, and I have as well. What did you guys think of the show as a whole?
I'm moving my head side to
Yeah.
side, like, meh, it's okay.
I would say
I
that's
think
how I feel
overall,
about
I think it was good. Like,
it.
I'm never going to rewatch it.
No.
But it provided me with enough like good moments or interesting moments that I was like, that's interesting. I enjoyed watching it. It's not like I was, like, oh, this is like homework that I have to watch this.
Yeah.
But overall, I know Kevin Feige.
Feige,
his name? He had said that they're not going to explore like really important things in the shows, basically he was saying it's not really going to impact the overall like movie.
It's like,
Yeah,
it's like
he said you could-
sub-arcs, basically.
Yeah, he said you.
Yeah.
You didn't have to watch.
You didn't
the
have to
shows
watch the
to
shows.
get what the movies are doing.
And it's true. It's like you can just go into the movie and you will just like the other movies, you'd be like, oh, okay, this person's this now. Okay, whatever. But it does give you like more in-depth look at the characters, which is what I enjoy. Is I like spending more time with characters versus less time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I enjoyed it. It was entertaining to a good degree. I want to avoid saying good because I say good all the time.
Good.
But yeah, no, the fight scenes were cool. The last engagement. Oh, I did actually really like the helicopter play. That was cool. They're like, hey, who magically is like, hey, who in there can pilot
what are the odds of
helicopter?
that?
That son of a bee, she can do it. Awesome. It was cool. It was
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Obviously unlikely, but it was,
Right.
although they were like government officials. So maybe they had like ex-military, which
Yeah.
it probably was, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was cool. The action scenes were fun. That's the only reason why I watch Marvel is because of the cool action scenes and like just like fun effects and like just like basic comic book kind of storytelling. It's just fun for me. So I enjoyed it. It wasn't a disappointment because I didn't have any expectations.
Yes, that always helps.
And so with that, it's just like just
Popcorn.
It's just popcorn. Yeah, that was the motion I was making. Yeah, it's just it was enjoyable. Not going to look too far into little like details and like, oh well, like what's going to happen with Val and did I not like his outfit? Like Walker's outfit. It's like I don't really care. I liked Captain America's outfit. It was cool.
Looks pretty sweet. Yeah.
Because you're describing, you're like, in the comics, I think you're like, where it's like white and red. And I was like, well, it's going to be like really white. But how they designed his outfit was really cool. It did have a lot more white. The other thing I don't like about it, but he has to have it, is his goggles.
Yeah.
No, what I was going to say is I hate how his ears are just sticking out.
Yeah. Why is that? It's so weird.
It's like you could cover, like, I understand, like, with other characters, because does Captain America's ears stick out?
They do because it's more of a helmet. So in the
okay, that's
comics,
true.
it's
They
like
do
this
kinda
like
pop.
sleeve like cowl thing, and his
Yeah.
ears stick out. In the movies, they switched it up because of the helmet, but this is like more like that. Like he's wearing like a half cowl,
Yeah.
and his ears stick out.
Yeah,
which
and you could
it
put something
looks-
over
yeah.
it. Hey, put some stars, some
Headphones.
flags. I don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little funky looking.
that's my one nitpick about the outfit.
I will say, I saw the whole, what's the blonde chick's name?
Carter,
Yeah,
Is it Emily?
Agent Carter.
Yeah, Agent Carter. I saw that coming a mile
Yeah.
away. How she reacted at the end, kind of the hey, sick. We're gonna get sick weapons, sick connections. Like,
Yeah.
suckers. Because I could tell, like she wasn't super invested in it, and you could tell. So, but it's fun. It's kind of just a fun little. Hey, if you're really interested in these characters, I bet you're looking forward to Captain America 4.
Yeah,
Which I'm sure she'll be in. I hope.
probably. I'm assuming it'll
power.
like really continue from where this show left.
So, and Val, whatever she's involved, whatever organization she's involved with.
Yeah,
Cool. Thumb up from me.
yeah.
one thumb up.
4 stars.
One thumb.
What about you, Mick?
Yeah, pretty much the same as Cory and Josh, what you guys said. It was fine. I mean, overall, I thought the series was slow, but like you said, it's popcorn. You know?
But the moment with like Walker, and when he did the Captain America shield like murder, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
It was
and-
ballsy to do. I
Sure,
think that was
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun, good time when he's getting blood all over his shield.
He's murdering a guy.
like when comic books don't do stuff like that, it's like boring and lame, in my opinion. Like they need to have like a crazy kind of, whoa, he lost it. Like,
Yeah.
whoa, what the heck? I wish there was more of that.
But to me, like, I guess getting into more details about it, it seemed weird that there was such a sudden change with Bucky, Falcon, who's now Captain America, and John Walker's character. Like, it was just like, oh, now they're
You're on our side now.
now they're
We
buddy
need your
buddies
help.
because
Yeah.
he's saved one truck from falling. Like, I don't know. It just seemed a little weird.
Yeah.
They gained mutual respect for each other in that moment. You guys can see it in their eyes.
So I don't know anything about that. So obviously I didn't
Here we
watch
go. So what Zack Snyder had to say? He
No, but
posted on VR.
what I will say is Marvel, in my opinion of what I've seen, Marvel tends to do that where it's like that guy's the bad guy, and then perfect example is Loki with Thor. Like Loki's like the worst person ever, and then all of a sudden he's like they're like joking together. He's like, "Oh, Loki, you're responsible for killing our father," and then it's like 10 minutes later or a different scene, they're kind of like joking around. And to me, it just seems like that tends to happen a lot, is that the characters are like, do something terrible, and then all of a sudden it's kind of like, oh, but all is forgiven because we need you to kind of team up with these people. And so, like, I don't know.
So,
Does that make sense?
yeah, I see
Yeah.
what you're trying to say.
Well, like the last episode, it started with this like huge brutal fight with Falcon, Bucky, and John Walker, and it ended with him like brutally like breaking John Walker's arm. You know, pretty like violent. It didn't seem like they liked each other, and then this episode ends with like them literally like patting each other on the back, like, yeah, you know, good job with that. It just seemed like way too like sudden of a turn.
Well, considering his best friend was killed, yeah, I it's hard for me to believe that he's just over it. Like all of a sudden he's like, I'm cool with everyone now.
Yeah.
So on his side, I'm kind of surprised how he acted. Not surprised on how the other guys acted, but yeah. It wasn't that bad though. I think you're thinking of Loki. It wasn't exactly like Loki, like, yo, he killed your dad and now we're chilling. No, it wasn't like that. It was just like, hey, you did some messed up stuff, dude. Like, you're kind of a bad dude. And they're like, hey, we have a common enemy. Let's unite on that front. And then they just kind of made it work, basically. But yeah, whatever. I think we're kind of
overanalyzing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to overanalyze it even more.
Yeah.
go deeper.
Because it seems like Bucky should have had a problem with him impersonating Captain America.
Oh, with
Because
this
his
weirdo
his
shield, dude.
biggest
With his cosplay shield.
Did
biggest
they
issue.
see it? Did they see it?
I think so,
He
yeah.
was there wearing the suit. So
Yeah.
and his
So he made
biggest
his own steel shield and painted it exactly like Captain America's.
Who did?
John Walker.
So he loses the shield in that fight.
Fake
Right.
Captain America.
Right.
Yeah. And so he makes his own shield out of plain metal.
Yeah,
Which got
I kind of wish
destroyed
his
easily.
I wish his shield looked a little jankier. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
it
looks pretty
It looked
clean.
very pristine.
I was like,
I mean, by the end of it, it was pretty janky, but
Yeah.
I think the idea is that they want. I don't think they did like a good like story to convert it to what they wanted, because they want him to go fly under the radar, and then later he's going to turn on them, and you know this new organization is going to be like puppeteering him basically.
Because what, he's secret agent now? Is that what
US
he turns
agent.
it? Oh, U.S. agent? Secret agent.
Secret agent,
man. Secret agent, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Huge Marvel fan, guys. Over here.
but yeah.
but I mean, yeah, sure, good popcorn
I
show.
think it's because they just kind of forced
Yeah.
that story.
It just
answer.
seemed like,
like we need to get to this point where he's
Exactly,
not
yeah.
super aggressive towards them.
yeah.
Okay, just the common enemy, make it work. Like that's kind of how it went.
Yeah, to me, it just seemed like a steady turn towards a villainous character. And then at the last minute, it was like, hero, anti-hero.
Yeah.
No. But again, overanalyzing things. But that's what this podcast is for.
Yeah.
So yeah, at the end of this show, they announced that Captain America 4 is coming out. I'm assuming with Falcon now, who is Captain America.
Because at the end it said Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Right, the title changed.
And
I
title.
thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was dope. Little details.
It's kind of like the Boba Fett. Book of Boba
Kind
Fett.
of, yeah. Yeah, kind of like that.
Except Book of Boba Fett was cooler. That was sweet, dude. I love those end credits, dude. I'll like scrub through the timeline and be like, where's the special stuff? It's so awesome. Dude, on the throne, dude. It looks so good.
Yeah, it was pretty satisfying seeing him kill Bib Fortuna. But yeah, I don't know when this movie will come out because I think they just announced it, so it
Yeah, I
probably
think
won't be.
what
for
I read is
another-
it's just in
in the
like
early-
development.
Yeah,
So that apparently they have the guy that directed this show, or the showrunner of this show, that he's going to be he's doing Captain America 4.
So next on the list for Marvel is Black Widow.
Loki comes out in
like
like
7 weeks or something.
something like that. Yeah,
Nothing in between that.
When does Black Widow come out?
I thought it was coming
they're doing
September,
they're doing the premiere access thing, I think.
in September.
It's not
I think-
September. I thought it was
What?
I thought it was May. Isn't
I
it
actually
It's not
early?
have
like
a
I care
picture
about
of
her,
it,
but I'm like,
guys.
oh.
All right, look it up. Because yeah,
Is anyone interested in that movie?
July.
I mean, I was gonna put down the $30 and we could all watch it on my Disney account.
Oh,
So
As long as Mick's paying.
Friends in high places.
it should probably be something we talk about. You know, big Marvel movie or Marvel movie.
and then I'll be forced to watch
Is
it.
it gonna have her dad in it?
The one thing I like is that
if
it
her
has
dad's in
has
I'm
Hopper
chill-
in
It
it.
has
good.
Hopper in
Yeah,
it.
It has my dad in it.
Yeah, it has Randy Parker in it. He looks like Hopper from Stranger Things.
I need my dad.
No, he does
Yes,
not.
he does.
My dad needs
Yes,
to
he
cosplay
does.
as him because he would pull it off perfectly.
I have
Yes,
to
he
see
does.
some pictures.
Oh yeah.
We don't need to see pictures. I'll take you to his house right now.
Shout out to old man Parker.
We just show up. We're like, hey, Randy, come out here. Doesn't that look like Hopper? Okay. All right. We'll see you later.
You got to make him dress up in that weird hero outfit that he has in the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
So
Got
this
a
is-
date for us?
This is what's crazy. Okay, Black Widow comes out July 9th.
Okay.
Okay.
This is what's crazy about the Marvel slate. Black Widow comes out July 9th, 2021. There's going to be, within a year span, 7 movies.
Yeah, that's what I
year?
heard. They announced a
Shang-Chi
ton.
comes out
Yeah,
Oh, I saw that trailer.
September. Eternals comes out in November. Spider-Man 3 comes out December. Doctor Strange 2 March. Thor 4 May. Black Panther July. So that's within a
Dang.
calendar year, you got 7 movies.
That's crazy.
Black Panther?
Yeah, Black Panther 2.
No way.
I don't know if I'm going to survive this, guys. That's a gauntlet, dude. 7 movies that I'm going to have to trash.
7 yeah, it's going to be so hard, Jonah. You're going to have to not watch these movies.
Well, you mentioned the
Man, you better start playing some video games, dude.
you mentioned the Shang-Chi trailer. What'd you think about the trailer?
I liked it.
Yeah.
Except, guess the part I
Aquafina,
hated.
dude.
The very
You hate
last
Aquafina.
the
Aquafina.
last
I don't
part.
like Aquafina. And that last part to me like made me just go, ugh. Like the trailer was so good that I was like, man, this actually
Yeah.
looks different and interesting. And then it was like that last
We made
gag.
that team.
That last gag of her was just I was just like
Sounds
this.
just like her.
I was like, this is what I hate about the Marvel movies is those things.
Aquafina.
No, I mean those that jokiness that's just like
She's a
you do
comedian,
this
right?
every
Like, that's her job.
you do this every time, every moment that there's a moment.
Listen,
Everything
Jonah,
else
I don't think there's like an emotional moment in that where she crashes the bus and it's gonna be like really
no, but I'm just saying
heartwarming. Yeah, and she's gonna be like,
all I'm
hey,
saying
you know,
it's just always over the top,
Yeah.
like that humor. And I just after I like the first Iron Man, I like the first Thor. I was on board for those movies, and then when they kept doing the same things, I was like, okay, you're still doing the same formula that drives me nuts. So it's just gotten really old for me because I feel like it's the same thing.
Sure. Yeah.
well, it's the actual Mandarin is the bad guy in this one, right?
Yeah.
The real Mandarin.
The real
not,
Mandarin.
What's his name?
Not
Lenny?
Ben Kingsley and not Lenny, I
What?
think was his
What?
name.
Oh, so
I
they're
believe that's
they're
not his
retconning that because the real Mandarin was supposed to be the
Guy Pearce.
Guy Pearce.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
But
Did it say it in the movies,
I
or was
think-
it like?
that was in the movies.
I think that there was
Because he say it to Pepper Potts at the end that he's
he
the
does.
real Mandarin.
but I think like a month after that movie came out, there was like a companion video or something that was like
I am the real man.
It
I think
sho-
it was actually. Yeah.
it showed the
Oh,
Ben Kingsley character like in prison, and then actually the legless guy from Batman v Superman, he reported to him and told him that there was actually a real Mandarin out there. So I think that they had that plan from the all those years ago, but yeah. I thought the trailer looked really good. I mean,
I
I
like
agree with you. I think that last part was like, that's a little
Jonah's
corny.
biased though. He hates Aquafina.
well, no, but if that was any other character, it would be the same thing. It's that
Don't
humor
lie.
that drives
if it was
me
Ben
nuts.
Affleck, you would have been all over it.
I wonder
Yeah,
if
if he was Batman, I'd be like, oh, yeah.
It's a funny guy.
No, I
driving the bus.
just thought it was.
Looks like we're good partners.
Marvel,
We'll make a good
the
team.
Marvel humor is just too
much.
just over the head.
So much.
Well, I would like it. I mean, the action scenes look cool. I think it'd be cool if they incorporated more of like the Jackie Chan style of
Yeah, and
humor. I would appreciate that more, especially in this film. It would just make
You killed my
more sense.
uncle. That one,
Don't get egg on your face. Oh, dude. I love Jackie Chan.
dude. We gotta have a Jackie Chan marathon movie. The old movies we used to watch.
I'd be down for it.
Both
Like,
Shanghai movies,
Shanghai
Rush
and
Hour.
Rush Hours. Those are the best. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So good. And Mr. Nice Guy.
dude, yeah, dude. I love those.
Don't get egg on your face.
Those are the ones.
Dude, the stunts he does, man. Oh, dude,
Yeah.
he's a baller. Man. That's what I want to be when I grow up. He has a bunch of like apprentices too. Like the guy's a sick mentor. Like he obviously like he does a lot of shows that we don't see, but like dude, he has his own company and like he has a bunch of like young dudes who are just like basically learning from him, and it's really cool.
He's a man.
Yeah. But you know what? A side thing. I don't know if I'm sold on that movie, but you know what I was sold on? Mortal Kombat. Now that was some real fighting.
Okay.
That's a great transition. Let's do it.
Yeah,
let's do it.
That's all right.
let's do it. All right, Mortal Kombat review. We all watched it, right?
Yep.
So, are we going spoilers? Did we say? I mean,
I feel like
Is there any?
What do you mean
There's really nothing
spoilers?
to
there's nothing
spoil.
really to
That's
spoil,
fine, dude.
Like,
It's a Mortal Kombat story.
I mean,
just what
do you mean? So go ahead. So what do you think?
I just wanted to know ahead of time what we were doing. Go ahead.
I'll preface this with I've never been into the Mortal Kombat games.
Same.
I don't know the lore. I don't really know the characters. Yeah. So when I was watching, I was like looking up characters. Like, is this?
Okay.
I need to like, who is this person? I thought the movie was fine. I thought it was weird that like there wasn't the Mortal Kombat like
It wasn't a tournament.
Yeah. Like it felt like a drawn out like first part of a movie.
Yeah, they're setting up more movies.
So I don't know. I mean, it was fine, I guess. Some of the fight scenes were cool. I like the Sub-Zero stuff with how they used ice, and I thought that was pretty cool. I thought the movie started really strong with like the flashback with the guy that becomes Scorpion.
Hanzo,
yeah.
Yep.
But then, I don't know. It kind of steadily went downhill for me, and
I agree.
But I mean, I wasn't really expecting, the Lord of the Rings here, so it was fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. So my parents didn't really let us play Mortal Kombat, so we were more of Street Fighter family.
Yeah.
But
That's
I
a little
know
more kid friendly, right?
True,
but I do know some of the like the characters, obviously like Sub-Zero and all those characters that you
get over here, Scorpion. Get over.
Yeah, and so like
Fatality.
So and you've seen like I remember being younger and like I think Matt and Michael had Mortal Kombat, and so we'd kind of watch them play like hidden from my parents, and so
That's right.
so. But it wasn't anything that I would really get into the lore. I didn't know the story, so I agree. So here's the irritating thing. But when I was talking
WB
about Warner Brothers puts they put a limit, like it has to be under 2 hours, and for me where that ruined the movie, because I think like you said, it started off really good, and then it would just go into scenes really quickly, like it goes to the Outland or whatever it's called, and
it felt like there was no like establishing shots, and like I felt like that it was lacking,
and or even just the bad guys kind of talking, and it's just like, hey, I'm just gonna dump a bunch of information, and then I'm supposed to know who it is and why he doesn't, like nothing was explained. I was like, if you add 15 to 20 minutes of just kind of backstory exposition to let me know why these two guys are fighting, like that would help to be more cohesive. But it was just kind of like, oh, this is going on. Now we got to jump to the next thing. And then the next thing, it just felt really rushed. And then the main actor guy, he tweeted out, he's like, so many of the best fighting scenes were cut. And people were like, oh, there's that WB mandate. He's like,
release the.
Well, no, but people started making fun of that, saying like, like these producers and WB need to stop, like, messing with these movies.
I don't understand that, man. Why is that a thing? Like, it
more
has
money.
To be, has to be under 2 hours.
To movies right now, anyway,
right? So it makes no sense.
Yeah,
so
like, who cares?
That to me was like I thought some of the fights were cool, especially the Sub-Zero stuff. But then after a while, it just became kind of like. The fights to me seemed really choppy, like they were cut up so much, like when you edit, they just seem so edited that I could tell, okay, they cut it there and now I don't know. I feel like for a Mortal Kombat movie or a fighting movie, like you want to have like a 5-minute continuous scene of a fight, and it just felt so choppy that I was like, I don't know, it just felt. After a while, I was like, these fight scenes all seem the same.
Well, yeah, and like we said with the beginning scene, it felt like a different editor did that fight scene in terms of like blocking and framing and everything. the more the movie goes on, the fight scenes seem more like almost TV show fight scenes. Or just the way they were filmed. It lost its cool factor to me. I don't know. I don't know if you guys felt that way or not, but Cory, what'd you think?
I think you guys are being a little critical. I mean, let's be honest, guys. What are we getting into here?
It's
I know. Video game. It's a fighting video game movie, right? What video game movie has been like a 9 in your book? None.
Warcraft?
No. None of them.
You didn't watch that.
I did.
Did you? Oh, no.
No, lie.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
No, you didn't watch it.
I watched Warcraft.
I'm saying you didn't watch it.
I watched Warcraft.
I don't know about actually, he probably did.
Just because they haven't been 9s, that doesn't mean that this movie couldn't have been that.
So I think the problem that a lot of video game to movies face is like kind of their responsibility to the fans and fan service. And so they did a lot of fan servicey things. You said you've never played it or you didn't play it that much, so you didn't get a lot of it. But there were a lot of like cheesy things that happened, which was fan service. So like when Kano was like, Kano wins after he won, it was like, for me, funny, actually. Yeah. Because I was like, that's what they say when he wins.
Right.
But he's saying about himself.
Or when Liu Kang says
flawless victory. He didn't get hit.
Or when he says fatality.
So no one would have known that unless they knew what flawless victory was. Right. You don't get hit once. Sure. It's a flawless victory. So like little things like that, I'm sure big fans of the game are like, dude, that's sick. I love that, you know? And that thus is the problem of the video game movie. They try to tend to the fans, but they also try to make a movie that's entertaining. I wish that they would have done less of the fan service and more fighting, because let's be honest, like it's same with the Godzilla movies. What do you want to see? Yeah. Sick monsters, big, destroying everything. When I watch a fighting movie, I want to see people freaking fighting like crazy. Some of the action scenes, in my opinion, were actually really cool. You talked about Sub-Zero. There is a finisher move that he does in the video game where he does slice him, turns the freaking blood into ice dagger, and then finishes him. He did do that move. Yeah. Didn't finish him, though. But it was super dope. And like Bree even noticed, she was like, dude, that's really cool. I was like, yeah, that was so sick. That's actually a move. And it was just cool. Like, I remember, I think Joby, we were watching with Joby and Tina, and Joby was like, oh, man, I wanted to see that. Get over here more. Yeah. It's like, I think the common thing amongst all of us who were watching in my house was they just wanted to see more. Right. And to your point, maybe a longer movie would have done that. But I think with what they had, being at a disadvantage just because they're trying to be a video game and make an entertaining movie and be a fighting movie, it's like there's a lot of things you have to accomplish. And if you think that going into this movie you're going to have like a 9, that's kind of unreasonable if you're comparing to other movies. So for a video game movie, I think it was one of the better ones, actually.
I would agree.
If I were comparing it to like Warcraft or like other video game movies.
And
Assassin's Creed.
Or Resident Evil.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
all those movies.
Yeah, and like, I didn't have any
tough
expectations for this film. So but I would agree. I think even me not really playing the game, I think it's probably one of the better video game movies.
Yeah, I think it was fun. I think it was cool because, like, if you played the game, you knew who the characters were. You're like, oh yeah, this guy can do this, and it's like, dude, when who's the guy with the not sombrero but the metal hat? I can't remember his name.
Luke.
Luke
King Lao.
King Lao. Yeah, when he saw the guy in half, that was dope. I like Mortal Kombat is about gore and like gruesome. Right. Murdering, honestly. Yeah. And that's what you want to see if you're into that. So, I think that they needed more cool stuff like that. But yeah.
Well, I was just going to say, Cory and I are going to Mortal Kombat you two right now. Because you guys are
with me? Yeah, I like it. Dude, the ice looked so good.
I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm just saying, for me, it felt like...
Jona and I are over here just button mashing. No, you guys are actually doing your combos.
For me...
that was so funny, too. Did
when he did the kick.
He did the leg sweep over and over. Yeah. Just like we did when we were kids.
And then he jumps over him.
And then
he lands on him. I got that.
Little nods, man. Little nods, bro.
But... I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm just saying, like, I felt like there were some really cool things, but then it just...
I guarantee you they cut some really
then
cool stuff.
I just think, like, I wanted more... Like, the fights after a while seemed like you're doing the same thing. They just felt... I was like, you can do more. Like, Does that make sense? Like, I wanted it to go to that next step.
Well, maybe
and
in
it
the
just
next
felt
movie
like
you will get that more.
pulled back, if that makes sense.
Yeah. As far like this is the problem with Mortal Kombat is that
Combat.
the combat, the lore is like ridiculous, right?
Right,
So
yeah.
it's like you play the first game and you're like, okay, whatever. They explain it in the beginning, but like all the background lore that's gone on throughout the 11 games
Right.
that they've made is like 4 different realms, you know, the tournament and stuff, and they explain it in the beginning. It is
Right.
a lot to take in, like. Hey, this is what's happening. This one's
Right.
if they win one more, and so they kind of set that up. I would not want them to offer you that like explanation and then have the bad guy be like, "Hey, we got." I mean, they already kind of do that in the movie. He's like, "We got to win one more, but if we kill them all, then we automatically win." So like the exposition point that you were making, I think like I'd rather have more time with combat, like more fighting.
But
that makes more sense.
What
to
I'm
me.
saying is, I don't
30
want
more minutes of it.
I don't want him to like sit down and I'm going to talk. But I'm saying like when the bad guy's talking, they do a flashback where you can see him like winning past tournaments. Does that make sense? Like where they're kind of talking like Lord of the Rings, kind of like when they go back and they do the whole history lesson of Sauron and stuff like that, where it's like Galadriel's giving exposition, but you're seeing what's going on. I think they could have done something like that, where you're using fight scenes and tournament stuff and doing fatalities and stuff like that, while a guy's talking about the win, you know, how they've won in the past and stuff like that. I think that would have been a cool thing that you can just do in like a 7-minute montage that I think would have fit better than him just saying, "Go kill them. We're the bad guys. Go." You know what I'm saying?
What they should have done is they should have done it when they show you, because they show you the murals. They're like, oh, these are the champions for the other realms.
Right.
That would have been the time to say, have the exposition. Let's do the flashbacks, whatever. But
that's a great idea. Yeah.
I mean, I should be making movies.
But also, that would have been a great excuse to show more combat, which is
Right.
what I felt
Yeah,
like we needed more of, was more combat.
That
Mortal.
was my... I don't really care that they didn't have a tournament because
I don't care.
like
Well, they're setting it up.
I like this setup better
I like
than
that too.
like, hey, let's watch a movie about a tournament, because that's boring. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
okay, now you fight this guy.
well,
Like,
because
that's
they
boring.
got
I like
the
the setup
kids
better.
and the wife involved, where
Yeah.
there's more at risk. Well, I guess not really, but for him, yes.
Yeah.
For Cole or whatever his name was.
Is Cole a character in the
No,
Brand
he's
new
com-
character for the
Okay,
movie.
because that's one of the characters I was like, I don't recognize this guy's name at all. I can't find him
First thing
anywhere.
I did was look that up. I'm like, I don't remember this dude, and it's like, brand new guy.
I thought he was a good
Descendant
character.
of Hanzo.
I think it was smart to do, because he's the audience, right? He's
Sure,
he's your entry level character
Right.
to say, hey,
Yes.
we're entering into this world. So I think it was smart of them to do that. My big complaint is that a lot of the cool things were already shown in the trailer. Like, I wanted more Scorpion and Sub-Zero fighting, and a lot of what they showed in the trailer was like, oh, that was that last fight, and I just wanted more of that. That would be my big complaint. But I mean, other than that, hey, it's a movie about fighting people, and people get killed, and I'm like, okay, cool. I like
Question.
that.
Was Kano? Did you roll your eyes at him? Did you laugh? Were you sick of him? Were you annoyed?
I
by
laughed
him?
Which
That's
one is
the-
Kano?
He's Australian,
Scarface.
mate.
I'm Australian, mate.
Australian
He turned
guy,
on
okay,
everyone.
yeah.
I thought some of the things were funny, but then after a while, it
After I said it.
After a while, it just got kind of too much. And again, I'm nitpicking.
I liked it.
I'm nitpicking.
I liked it.
I laughed
me-
every time.
to me, I was kind of
rolled
like,
off the couch laughing.
but at some point, I was just like, oh, it's really predictable. And I know it's
For sure.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like, oh yeah, he's gonna, like, before it even happened, I was like, he's gonna let them in, and then she's gonna kill him, and she's gonna get his thing.
when he
That's
was-
to me was like, from the beginning, I was like, that's
laugh
gonna
at that point where they're at the force field, and he's like, whatever they're paying you, we'll pay you double, and then double it again. He's like, all right, how do we do this? It was like the easiest convincing,
Well,
because he is a bad guy.
Here's
You have to
another.
think that.
He's
a bad guy. It was easy.
Here's
but it was
another.
a joke.
Here's
It was
another
like,
nitpick.
What?
I thought the guy that his buddy, the guy that had the mask, I don't know his name, Cabal.
Yeah.
His voice, I was like, man, he has such a lame voice.
He sounded like
I don't
Jon
remember.
Favreau to me.
Really? I
To
didn't
me,
sound like
this is a weird thing. It was bothering me. I was like, man, he looks cool, but I was like, his voice.
Did you look
kind
up
of
who
like
the
a
actor
weird,
was?
you mean it should have been cooler?
It should have been cooler.
I agree with that, yeah.
Because it was just kind of like a muffled.
It was just kind of like his
how
buddy.
you doing?
It was just his buddy in a
and I
mask,
was like,
yeah.
you could have put like something like an effect on it that's like,
Like Bane. Yeah.
Sound like
You
Darth
can't
Vader or
Yeah,
something.
like Christopher Nolan should have told him to cover up his mouth.
you know,
Couldn't hear what
it'd
he
be
said.
cooler to be like,
No one cared who I was.
20 million. 20 million.
I was bored.
Double it.
you know, you could do something like that. He sounded. Yeah, see, but it was just kind of like 2 million and double it.
No,
Double
he
it
had
again.
kind
Double
of
it
like an
again.
accent, didn't he?
Anyways,
they
it was
knew each other.
like I said,
Didn't bother
nitpick. To me, it was like I was like, man, I wish he sounded cooler.
Yeah. I think you can nitpick a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of like transitional scenes that didn't feel natural. Like there's a lot of, like you were talking about, the combat felt very disjointed, but
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do? They're limiting in what 2 hours?
It was an
right?
hour and 50 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was like, and this is another thing that I laughed at. That I was just like, this is the fight between him and the girl at the end.
the
guy we were just talking about.
Joker chick?
The Aussie guy and
the Aussie guy and the
Aussie guy.
and
Sonya
Sonya
Blade.
Blade.
yeah, she's like hiding in her camper, and she keeps like popping out and like stabbing him and like getting
It was
back down,
whack-a-mole, dude.
and then
Whack-a-mole.
coming out again. He's like, "Where are you?" You know, like it's like it's not really that dark, like you know. But I just kind of laughed because it was just kind of like her being like, "Sheep," and then again, "Wheat," and he's just like, "Ah," and he's like shooting his laser everywhere. I'm like, I kind of laughed because I was like, come on, you could have figured out something better, cooler than that.
She doesn't have a laser beam eye, so she had to
She
be
throws
sneaky.
knives.
And she throws knives, yeah. I thought of when they were fighting initially with the lizard guy, and she threw the knife and hit him like in the leg.
Oh, that was funny.
I thought of Starsky and Hutch, where that one scene where he's like, "Yes, father, I will throw many knives." He's like, "Stop throwing knives! Who's your little dwarf?" Like, oh, dude, that's all I could think of. It's so funny, dude. So I was laughing actually during that part, which I don't think it was supposed to be a joke, but yeah, I had a great time. I think that if you go into this movie and you got no expectation and you're just trying to have just a chill time,
Right.
honestly, you can talk during the movie, and it can just be a time where you hang out with your friends and eat some popcorn, and it's a fun little whatever movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun action movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, I'm not a fan of, or not a fan. I don't play the games, but I'm sure the people that do, like you guys, you get more enjoyment out of it. And
Yeah, I did.
And honestly, the game, it's made for, or the movie is made for the casual fan of movies, but it's also made for the fan of the games. So,
Yeah.
All right, do you guys want to know the thing that I read that irritated me to no end?
go for it.
Don't do it, dude.
Okay, so
So he does it.
so the producer of the movie, there's an article that came out, and I read this, and I just like, it was like, this is stupid.
Did you tear your clothes?
I did.
Did you face palm?
He says, the first question we asked when we decided to make this movie is, what would Marvel do?
Oh,
And it angered me so much because I'm like, don't ask what Marvel would do. It's a Mortal Kombat movie. Ask what Mortal Kombat would do. Like, everything
Wait.
doesn't have to be Marvel. But he was talking about how we're going to connect this and how we need to do the stories, and we want to branch off and how we can build our own universe, and how Marvel makes these serial. And like, don't be like Marvel. Marvel can be
why not?
Marvel and good. It's fine. But everything doesn't have to follow Marvel's blueprint. And so that's what irritated when I was like, come on. Just,
When did you read that?
that was after I watched it.
Oh, okay.
Because it came out after. I watched it the day it came out, and then they started, they do the, like when they do start doing the press of it. And so I was like, producer on Mortal Kombat, the first question they asked was, what would Marvel do? No!
It's tough.
Gosh.
It's tough because it's like,
It's the blueprint. It's literally the blueprint for
Yeah,
building
but-
a successful universe.
but it's only because
It's
like
not the DC blueprint, that's for sure. You got to ask what Marvel does, because if you want to make money,
they're looking at numbers and money,
yeah.
and they're seeing what sells for the general audience.
Yeah.
So you can't really fault them for
I
being
can't.
like,
I thought it was a good
well, you
setup. though.
can, but I'm saying like,
I just feel like
trying to make money.
I just feel like, come on, like
People like the funny and the lighthearted,
right?
and
But I'm like,
the
you
stuff
can
that you don't like.
You can also do your own thing and make a successful universe on your own. Like you don't have to. It just feels like sometimes. And for me, Mortal Kombat doesn't fit with the Marvel Disney thing. It's Mortal Kombat. Like you're rated R. You're more adult. Like it just doesn't mix. Like make your own universe. Do your own thing. You have a successful franchise as far as video games go with a huge fan base. So,
I mean,
get to doing that.
They have a very wide selection of characters. There's so many that are so serious and dark and all that stuff, but there are a few that are funny.
Yeah, like Mocap Man. There's literally a guy in a mocap suit. It's one of the fighters. I can't remember what Mortal Kombat game.
They've also have they had? They have Joker in the latest game.
Yeah.
They also had Batman in a couple ago.
Well, that's why.
So they have a lot of guest guys.
Yeah.
They have RoboCop.
That'll be Justice League 2. It'll be Justice League, Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat crossover. Emulating Marvel, baby. Let's go.
Oh no!
Jona's worst nightmare.
I'm out, guys. I'm
soiling the DC universe. Oh man. Yeah. It was a good time. I enjoyed it.
I give it a B plus.
Oh, we're going on to
A B plus?
Every time we do a review, it's either
100%.
5 stars. I give it a 9.8, and then now it's a B plus.
Yeah, it's any rating you want. Yeah,
I give it a B plus.
yeah.
I like the. You guys know me. Whenever I watch a movie, I always point out the things that I don't like. That I wish they would have done that better. It doesn't mean that I'm like think the movie's trash, but I'm like, I wish they would have done that. Like I still enjoyed the movie.
Yeah,
like
you
you guys
still
said.
enjoyed it, yeah.
And like it's a Mortal Kombat movie, but I was looking at it. The things I wish they could have done better are those things. But it's still like I watched it and I was like, huh, that was entertaining.
Well, I know that like in the past, I've heard people when they'll hear some people I've seen who have witnessed how me and you guys have like talked about movies and you're critical of them.
Right when we get out of them.
What they will say is, oh, well, you guys only hate things, or you guys didn't enjoy anything, or they think we're being just overly negative. But in reality, if we didn't enjoy it, we wouldn't even be critical of it at all, and we wouldn't even enjoy talking about it.
Right.
Part of the enjoyment for us for movies and entertainment is talking about it.
Sure, yeah.
So if anything, there's more credit to Mortal
Right.
Kombat because we want to talk about it. So I did enjoy it a lot. I will give it 5 Sonic the Hedgehogs.
Out of
Who knows?
Out of 10 tails.
do the math.
Throw 'em off. You do the math. It's a conversion rate. Sonics to tails. Yeah, I don't know. What about you, Chub? We don't have to rate them, but I'm just doing it for fun.
Okay. I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, it's just like,
Oh, he's out of 5s, huh? What will Mick?
And we're comparing this to not other video game movies. We're comparing this to other just general movies,
Yeah.
right? Just a general selection. Okay.
We're comparing it out of 10 Sonics. Like, where's that line?
Right.
Has he ever been in a Mortal Kombat game?
I wish. Did you guys watch? Never mind. We're not going to go down this rabbit hole.
Let's see. I'll give it 3 guitar strings
Out of 6? 12?
a 5-string guitar.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
So 3 out of 5. Basically.
Yeah, 3.5. Was it 3.5?
yeah, that went 3.5.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, fun action movie.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I probably will never watch it again. Like
Yeah,
I don't see myself being like, you know what I really want to watch? Mortal Kombat. Like, it's not one of those that I'm gonna go out and buy the steel book.
What if it's really cool?
No.
Will you watch the second one?
I'd watch the second one. If it came out, I'd watch
yeah.
the second one.
You know why I want to watch the second one? Because I want to see Raiden do awesome stuff. Because he can do some really sick. The fact that he can teleport, like there's a move where he can make someone teleport right to him and he like wrecks them.
Yeah.
Like he
Those
has
are
really
things-
sick
yeah.
powers, and we didn't really get to see too much.
That was another thing. Again, if it's a nitpick, but
I think they're kind of saving him for the next movie.
That was when I was talking about like, give me some exposition. Like when they first meet him and he's like explaining things to them, give me him wrecking shop in past tournaments or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me some of that where he's talking and you have that, where you see him actually fighting or doing something, as opposed to kind of just
Showing up.
taking a baby and then raising his hand and lightning coming through or putting a force field. Like, give me him in the past. If he's been around for so many years and so many centuries and millennia, like, give me just a little taste. In the second movie, you can give me him fighting like a long scene, but you can give me just a little taste of him doing some stuff while he's expositing.
Yeah, I don't think
Exposition.
Positing.
I'm sure someone will give us a comment of what you're actually supposed to say.
I don't think this is exactly the same comparison, but it is. They kind of did. I don't know if I even should say this. I'm gonna catch flack.
Say it.
Not in like all the ways, but in some ways they did Raiden kind of like how they did Luke Skywalker. Only in the way that they did, like, instead of combat strength, they were like, look at this sick force field. Think about how sick that is. They just deterred the whole guys. That's how strong he is. And it's like, dude, he can teleport everyone anywhere. So they showed strength in a different way. Just kind of how, like, with Luke Skywalker, they did the similar thing where they're like, yo, dude.
He teleported himself and he died.
So
and saved the galaxy.
That's all I'm saying.
Powerful.
So they did an indirect show of power,
Okay.
which I would rather see direct.
Right. Ignite the green. I'd rather see Ignite the green.
Ignite the green. Yeah.
You saw it.
Yeah, and the Mandalorian.
And exactly. There you go.
I wanted to see that in Last
You got what you
Jedi.
wanted.
Anyways, we're not going down this.
We're not, and I'm sorry.
We're at the end of the podcast.
That's right.
We can't go into Last Jedi. Although I consider it better than you two do. Not as good as Josh thinks it is, but...
Hey, you said we're not going to go into it.
I just say
I think we're going into it.
We're not going to go into it. But I think some of the scenes...
I'm just...
Slinging mud at the end, like, you guys can't say anything. We're ending it now. Oh, man.
Well, cool. Yeah, I'll see the next one when it comes out. Mortal Kombat.
If it does.
If it does.
Yeah.
I'd be kind of bummed if it didn't, to be honest. I'd be like,
They are getting like 88% on Rotten Tomatoes from
Audience.
fans.
Audience.
Yeah, because it's
The
like a
critics ripped it
53
apart.
critic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but critics are dumb.
yeah, like Mick and Jona here ripping
Yeah.
it apart.
Wow, no, mine would still be a fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, but-
A B plus, dude. That's fresh, certified fresh.
Okay.
When you say certified, you got to go certified, certified fresh, certified fresh. B plus, certified.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we're done for this episode.
I think Jonah wanted to say certified fresh one more time.
Do you want to go one more
Certified
time?
fresh.
Okay, there we
Should
go.
we
This
go
episode
around?
is certified fresh.
Hey.
Do we have any ratings?
I don't think so.
Someone probably gave us like 2 guitar strings out of
That's right.
6 or something.
Hey, if you want to rate us, you can do it on Apple Podcasts. Just give us a 5-star rating.
Yeah.
So, why not?
Give us a
Or
like.
1 star, or a 2-star,
rating.
3-star, whatever.
No,
we don't
5
care.
star.
5-star.
Nothing but 5s.
Can you do it on Spotify too? Like rate the stuff?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Hey, if you can,
If you can rate-
wanna,
yeah.
if you want to rate us on Spotify or anything
And
else,
if you are listening on YouTube, actually give us a thumbs up. I know this sounds really cheesy, but it actually does help like spread it to other people because of analytics. So yeah, if you just have the time to just thumbs up, that'd be awesome and help us a lot.
We would appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know what my biggest pet peeve is?
oh my god, what we just did.
Last Jedi.
Don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up.
People that are like, hey, you want to fill out the survey and let me know how I did? Only 5 stars, though. I'm like, if you did crappy, I'm not going to give you 5 stars. Anyway, sorry. I have a specific story, but I'm going to cut it short there. Just saying.
To be continued. Maybe
Yeah,
next time.
maybe next time we talk about
Man.
ratings.
Ooh, I love it. Now that's how you end
That's
it
a
off.
tease.
Yeah.
And hey, I learned from Marvel, baby.
Cliffhangers.
Post credit scene.
Are we doing post-credit scenes in our podcast now? I don't know.
Oh man, that'd be.
We should start doing that.
we should, like,
Maybe listen
secret
to the
little-
end. Maybe there's a little secret.
That's what Marvel does, and it works well for them.
We
do
should.
it. Yeah.
Or maybe we already have. Maybe you should watch the last 3 episodes over again and maybe you'll find it.
That's the.
And give it a thumbs up.
That's when we decided to do this podcast. The first thing we said was, "What would Marvel do if this was a podcast?"
That's right.
cool. Well, Marvel would end the show right here, so that's what we're going to do. Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll talk to you next week.
See ya. Thanks.
Bye. See you.